Hello everyone, this is Mrs. Duarte. We are going to be working on finding the area of a shape. We should have already watched the Khan video on how to count squares to find the area of a certain shape and what area actually means. So this is a follow-up based on that. So we're going to start with counting squares. Let's look at the first example. So, in order for us to find the area of this rectangle using the counting method, we're going to go ahead and simply write in using a thin color 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 squares. So the area of this rectangle is 12. Let me go ahead and use the red. That is 12 because we counted it as 12. Now, if we did not have the counting method and we need to figure out what the area of this rectangle is, we would look at the sides of this rectangle from here to here. How long is that? Well, that's 1, 2, 3, and 4 units. So I'm going to write a 4 here. Now, how long is this side right here on the side? From here to here, that is 3 units. So we can also find the area of this shape easily by multiplying 3 times 4. So the area is 3 times 4, and that is equal to, let me undo this so it's not 3 times 4, and that's equal to 12. And that's how we find the area of any rectangular shape. So the area of a rectangle, I'm going to put a little r here, rectangle, is equal to length times width. Many of you guys have already seen this. So if we were to apply that, it would be 3 times 4, and in that case we get a 12. Same thing as if we were to count the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Done. Let's look at another example. This example, again, we can count. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. So I counted 30. I'm going to go ahead and write that down over here. What if I don't want to count? What if it has 100? Are we going to go there and count every single square? No, the preferred method is not to count. So the best way to do it is to actually figure out, can I see how long this edge is? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's a 6 right here. And then this one from here to here is of length 5 units. What's the area of this rectangle? It would be, again, the area of a rectangle is equal to length times width. The length is 6. That's the longer side. The width is 5. 6 times 5 is 30. Perfect. So if I have a larger one, it's easier to just multiply the length times width. So the area is 30, just like we suggested. Let's look in one more example. Sorry. And here we go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The area of this shape is 9. Now this shape is a square. A square is exactly like a rectangle when it comes to the area. The area will be one side times the other, except with a square, we always have the same side length. So we know it's a square because this is a 3 unit side length, and this is another 3. So we could divide it into 3 on this side. They're equal sides, and that's 3. So if both sides are equal, 3 and 3, this rectangle is not just any rectangle, it is a special rectangle, and that's a square that has the same side length. So the area of the square, I'm going to write it here, S square, is equal to the side times itself. So that's the side square. In other words, if I were to find the area of a square, that's equal to 3 times 3 in this case, and that's equal to 9. which is also represented by 3 squared, or just 9. Okay, so now we can pause and complete the first worksheet that I have posted. It's going to be very similar to this. I need you to do the counting on each of them. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You write that down here, and you confirm by writing the area on this side and how you actually did it without using the counting method. Once you're done with that, we will be looking at different types of examples and how to approach them. So I need you to go ahead and pause this video and make sure you understand what we've done so far. The next portion will be for the second set of problems. Now the second set of problems will have this example up top. We need to find the sides of a square given the area. So basically, we are given a square and they told us that the area of this square is 16 square feet. Can we find how long this side is, which is the same as this one because they told me it's a square? Okay, so since it is a square, the area will be whatever this side length is times itself, because these two are equal and equal to this one and this one. So if 16 is the area, there it goes right there, that's equal to a number times itself, which is that number squared. And if you remember correctly from last week's homework, to find the root of a number, so in this case, a number squared, let's call this s. I'm going to write it here, and this is also s. Whatever this length is, I'm going to call it s for side. So if s times s is equal to 16, I can go ahead and find out by taking the square root of both sides. Well, s times s is s squared, and this is 16, so s must be equal to square root of 16. Or we can look at this again. What number times itself gives me 16? Some of you guys will know this off the top of their head, and that would be 4. So s must equal to 4 in order for this statement to be true. So also one more thing we need to look into. You want to be careful with the units. We are working with square feet. That means each side has a unit. Each side is 4 feet. So the units are feet. All right, let's go ahead and look at another example or two. All right, find the side length of each square. Well, the area in this case is 169 square inches. They told me what the area is. We also know it's a square. So what I need to do is figure out if the area is the area of a square, that means the area is equal to s times s, or s squared. That's the area of this shape. So if this is s long and this is s long, each of these is s. I'm going to go ahead and write that down. S, 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 S. They're all equal. And I know that the area is s times s. I will write it down over here. That means 169 is equal to s squared. Now to find what s is equal to, you take square root of both sides. These guys cancel each other out. So s is equal to 13 because the square root of 169 is 13. Let's go ahead and pause for a second, think about this, and we'll get back. Okay, I hope you got a chance to think about this to make sure you understand it correctly. So this right here, we were able to come up with the answer that each side length is 13. So this is going to be 13. Basically, if I were to have 169 squares in here, because I have a bunch of little squares, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And I would do the same here, 3, etc. Basically, if I do 13 by 13, I would end up with 169 little squares. If I were to count these, I would come up with 169 squares. That's the correlation between the previous lesson that we did and then this one. We are trying not to have to draw all of these squares so it doesn't become messy. We want it to stay all clear and try and figure out, what are they trying to say with all this? What's the area of a square? So if I want to just, I'm not going to make it perfect right now, but I'm just trying to make sure and explain to you guys that what if we don't want to go through this process? We just want to know the area of that square. The easiest way to do it is, if we have the side of the square, we can just multiply it by itself to go ahead and get the area. And if we have the area and want to find the side, we can just take the square root of both sides and get the side length. All right, let's look at one more example. Find the side length of each square. Again, we have a square. First things first. Based on that fact, we know that the area is equal to the side times itself. That means this is S and this is S. Now, the area is equal to 64. That means I can replace A with 64. That's equal to S squared. Again, I want to solve for S. I'm going to take square root of both sides. Cancel these guys out. That's the point of this. We're going to undo the square by taking the square root of that number. So square root of S squared is equal to S. S is equal to square root of 64. So S is equal to, you guys should have known this on your own, but S is equal to 8 because 8 times 8 is 64. And we will write down that the side length, which is S, is equal to 8. I did not focus on this on the previous problem, but remember to put the units, 8 feet. So if I were to go back here, this is going to be 13 because we're working with square inches. This will be in inches. All right, and this will complete this week's lesson, and you can go ahead and complete the second handout based on these examples. Please do email me if you have any questions, or feel free to show up to my office hours or email me to set up office hours, extra office hours if necessary. I hope you're all having a beautiful week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.